Have you ever wondered what secrets Alcatraz Island holds in its eerie silence? Situated in the heart of San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz Island is a name that echoes through the annals of American history. Initially, it served as a military fortification, a silent sentinel in the midst of the bay's azure waters. Its formidable structure and strategic location made it an ideal fortress. As the years rolled on, Alcatraz underwent a transformation, one that would etch its name into the annals of infamy. In the year 1934, the island morphed from a military fortress into a federal prison. Its isolation and harsh conditions made Alcatraz the perfect place to house some of the country's most notorious criminals. Despite its infamous history, the enigma of Alcatraz Island extends beyond its prison walls. But what if I told you that this infamous prison island hides more than what meets the eye? Many call Alcatraz the prison that no one could escape from. But is that the truth? Alcatraz, a rocky island surrounded by the unforgiving currents of the San Francisco Bay, was once a maximum security prison. Its isolation and the icy, turbulent waters that surrounded it were its first line of defense. This was a fortress, not merely a prison, but it wasn't just the natural barriers that made Alcatraz escape-proof. The prison, designed to hold the worst of the worst, was a marvel of security engineering for its time. It was equipped with the most advanced technology available, including metal detectors, remote-controlled steel doors, and gun galleries. The cells were compact and bare, offering little comfort and less hope. The guards were trained to be ruthless and vigilant, their eyes and ears always alert for the slightest hint of trouble. Among the hardened criminals held captive within these walls were some of the most infamous names in the annals of crime. Al Capone, the notorious gangster and bootlegger, spent 4.5 years here, his notoriety doing nothing to win him any privileges. Robert Stroud, dubbed the Birdman of Alcatraz, was another infamous inmate, though contrary to popular belief he was not allowed to keep birds in his cell. These men and others like them found themselves ensnared in the fortress's steel grasp, their dreams of freedom dashed against the prison's cold, unyielding walls. Alcatraz was a place where hope was as scarce as a warm day in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, so it's easy to see why Alcatraz earned its reputation as an escape-proof fortress. The combination of natural barriers, cutting-edge technology, and the relentless vigilance of the guards made it seemingly impervious to escape attempts. Yet the fortress's reputation was challenged, leading us to our first secret. The story of Alcatraz, however, is far from over. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover the cracks in the fortress's armor, revealing the daring attempts, the secret plans, and the audacious inmates who dared to challenge the might of Alcatraz. Did anyone ever escape the Rock? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? One that has puzzled minds for over 6 decades now. The answer lies in the audacious tale of the infamous 1962 escape, a story that continues to captivate the world. The protagonists of our tale are none other than Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers John and Clarence. These men weren't your run-of-the-mill criminals. They were cunning, resourceful, and daring. They looked at the formidable Alcatraz prison, not as an impenetrable fortress, but as a challenge waiting to be conquered. The plan they hatched was nothing short of ingenious. It began with a meticulous study of the prison's blueprint. They discovered an unguarded utility corridor behind their cells and realized that with patience and a spoon, they could dig their way to freedom. And so, their nightly chipping away at the walls began. But they needed to buy time. And this is where the notorious dummy heads come into play. The trio crafted these decoys from a peculiar mix of soap, toilet paper, and real hair from the prison barber shop. Placed on their beds, these heads fooled the guards during nighttime checks while our escapees were busy tunneling their way out. After months of painstaking work, they broke free on the night of June 11, 1962. Using raincoats fashioned into makeshift rafts, they set sail into the icy waters of the San Francisco Bay, never to be seen again. But did they make it? The FBI concluded they drowned, unable to survive the treacherous currents and frigid temperatures. However, no bodies were ever found. Others believe they did survive, pointing to alleged sightings and a mysterious photograph that surfaced years later. Their fate remains a mystery, but that's not the only enigma Alcatraz harbors. Do you believe in ghosts? Because Alcatraz might make you reconsider. Now let's delve into the spectral side of Alcatraz, the tales that send a chill down the spine and make the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of unexplainable phenomena and eerie encounters on this isolated island, and it's not just from thrill seekers or paranormal enthusiasts. These accounts come from the very people who lived and worked here, the guards and inmates. Many of the guards and inmates who once patrolled and inhabited the cold, desolate prison cells have reported hearing strange sounds. These sounds, often described as chains rattling, doors slamming shut, and disembodied cries in the middle of the night, are enough to make even the most hardened skeptic raise an eyebrow. One particular tale that stands out is that of a former guard who claimed to have heard a phantom harmonica playing the tune of an old blues song. The eerie melody would echo down the empty corridors, seemingly coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. And then there are the sightings. Visitors to the island have reported seeing apparitions, spectral figures that appear and disappear in the blink of an eye. Some have even claimed to see the ghostly figures of inmates forever trapped within the fortress walls. One inmate, known only as Roof, is said to be a particularly active spirit. It is believed that Roof, unable to escape the confines of Alcatraz in life, is now trapped in the afterlife, his spirit forever wandering the island. There's also the infamous cell 14D, known as the Hole, where inmates were sent for solitary confinement. Many visitors have reported a sudden drop in temperature upon entering, a chilling sensation that seems to penetrate right to the bone. Some have even reported feeling an unseen force gripping their throats. Eerie, isn't it? But the island's secrets don't stop at the supernatural. What if I told you Alcatraz was once a symbol of protest? Yes, that's right. Alcatraz, the notorious island prison, was once a beacon of resistance. From 1969 to 1971, this isolated rock in the San Francisco Bay was home to a group of Native Americans known as the Indians of all tribes. The genesis of the occupation lay in the deep-rooted discontent among Native American communities, who were grappling with issues of poverty, discrimination, and government neglect. This occupation was a bold attempt to draw attention to these struggles and assert their rights. The Indians of all tribes had a list of demands. They sought the return of their ancestral lands, respect for tribal sovereignty, and greater autonomy. The group also called for the establishment of Native American cultural centers and educational institutions to preserve their rich traditions and histories. But the occupation was far from smooth sailing. The group faced a barrage of challenges, from logistical issues like maintaining supplies to the harsh weather conditions on the island. The federal government's refusal to negotiate further compounded their struggles. Despite these hurdles, the impact of the occupation was profound. It sparked a wave of Native American activism across the country, inspiring other groups to stand up for their rights. It also led to a shift in federal policy towards Native American tribes, paving the way for greater recognition of their sovereignty and cultural heritage. The occupation ended in June of 1971, when the government forcibly removed the remaining protesters from the island. But the spirit of the protest lived on, forever etching a chapter of resistance into the storied history of Alcatraz. Alcatraz has a rich and complex history, but what does its future hold? The echoes of the past still reverberate through its cold stone walls, whispering tales of resilience and protest. As we delve deeper into the secrets of Alcatraz, we find that it's not just a prison, but a testament to the human spirit's indomitable will. From a military fort to a prison to a national park, what's next for Alcatraz? This question has been a topic of much speculation and debate. Today, Alcatraz stands as a beloved national park, an eerie relic of the past, and a must-see tourist spot. But what does the future hold for this iconic island? As it stands, Alcatraz is a significant part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, managed by the National Park Service. Every year, thousands of visitors flock to the island to explore its storied past, from a military fort to an infamous federal prison. Tour guides take visitors on a journey back in time, recounting tales of notorious inmates and daring escape attempts. The island is also home to a wealth of bird life, making it a haven for ornithologists and nature lovers alike. Looking forward, there's been talk of enhancing the visitor experience at Alcatraz. There are whispers of plans to introduce immersive augmented reality tours that transport visitors back to the island's most notorious days. Imagine walking the halls with the ghosts of inmates past, hearing their stories in their own voices. The island's future is also tied to its commitment to sustainability. Plans are afoot to enhance the island's existing solar power system, reducing its reliance on mainland power. This eco-friendly approach is expected to extend to other areas too, including water conservation and waste management. But while the future of Alcatraz holds promise, it's also shrouded in uncertainty. Climate change and rising sea levels pose a real threat to the island's existence. The National Park Service is closely monitoring these environmental changes, working on strategies to preserve this historic site for future generations. From its days as a military fort and feared prison to its current status as a tourist attraction and national park, Alcatraz has undergone many transformations. Whatever the future holds for this enigmatic island, one thing is certain. As the fog rolls in over San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz continues to be a symbol of mystery, history, and intrigue. So, what secrets have we unraveled today? We've delved into the heart of Alcatraz Island, peeling back the layers of its enigmatic history. We've explored the tale of the daring 1962 escape, a mystery that challenges the escape-proof reputation of the fortress. We've questioned whether Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers truly broke free, or were they swallowed by the icy San Francisco Bay? We've also tread the spectral corridors, reliving the chilling accounts of ghostly sightings. The eerie echoes of past inhabitants, still seemingly trapped within the island's cold stone walls. We've revisited the 1969 occupation by Native Americans, a powerful statement that ignited a cultural revolution and redefined the island's legacy. Lastly, we've pondered the uncertain future of Alcatraz. What lies ahead for this infamous island, this symbol of confinement and resilience? There are always more secrets, more stories waiting to be told. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive.